Eastern Kentucky's got the lead at halftime. 3-point advantage. Two teams that have shot both hot and cold over various stretches of play so far.
Well, they have. And if you're Ball State, you got to get Ryan Weber and Francis Kiapwe going. Weber 0 for 4 in that first half. Kiapwe 1 for 5. We talk about guys that are capable and really good shooters. Those two certainly fit the bill. Eastern comes out 2-3 zone to start the second half.
First halves and second halves have been drastically different stories for Ball State this season. Much better in the first half than in the second half. Whether or not that holds to be true will certainly dictate a lot of things tonight.
This is more of a matchup zone.
Sellers shoots over it, and maybe the three-point thaw starts early.
And again, the freshman Adams just didn't think that Sellers would raise up out there, and he certainly can.
Ball State 4 of 17 from 3 in that first half, but one of the top 70 three-point shooting teams in the nation. And Mayo is stripped. Ball State with numbers. Sellers, a 5-0 run to start the second.
And 5 points courtesy of Sean Sellers. That time Persons with the great dish. Cards taking the turnover and getting out in transition.
Give Sean Sellers 15 for Ball State. Came in averaging 9, but boy, has he gotten hot lately.
And I'll tell you, Trey Moses has really done the job on Mayo. Forced that turnover, a lot of traffic in there, but terrific job keeping him away from the ball. And that time, the freshman Gist. We talked about taking the good with the bad. That time left his feet, nowhere to go with it.
You know, our view was blocked into the corner by Burt Wagenke, the near side official. So I just assumed I couldn't see the guy Gist was throwing the ball to. I soon realized he wasn't throwing the ball to anybody. You said it, good with the bad when it comes to freshmen. And we've got a foul underneath. They'll get another freshman, Marlon Adams. That is his first and the first of the second half. David, there's that age-old quote, the best thing about freshmen, they become sophomores.
No question about it. And we talked on the open. I mean, he basically said, I'm handing the keys to the car to this young man.
Sellers almost had another, and we've got a foul underneath.
I think they're going to get that on Adams. Franco House trying to get the offensive rebound, and they're going to call Adams for his second quick foul in the last 30 seconds.
He'll go out. And in comes DeAndre Dishman, who actually, even though Adams is the starter, Dishman had the much better first half.
Well, Dishman 7 points in that first half. Joel averages 4 a game, also threw in 3 rebounds. So you're right, not losing much.
Mayo and Moses going to work. Blocked. It was Dishman off the bench.
Terrific help defense by Dishman.
Straight to the cup. Gist again out of control. That's back-to-back possessions.
You know, he had 7 turnovers in the game earlier.
Weber, air ball. Moses almost a second effort. Ryan Weber, that is not him lately. 0 for 5 now. He came in 40% over the last 6 games.
And as we saw in the first half, Joel, you won't get a better look. I mean, that was a wide open triple, just not able to take advantage.
Here comes Mayo. Dishman going to work. And there'll be a whistle underneath, I believe on House. That's 2 on Franco House. Cardinals have done well as far as foul concerns in the post. Tajay Teague, rather, out with a concussion today, so you were kind of concerned. But 2 on Moses, 2 on House with 18 minutes to go. You'll take it.
It's been a very clean game. I think well officiated both ways.
McClone's dump off will stay with EKU.
And at some point, you have to believe Eastern's going to try to get Mayo more involved. Just 4 field goal attempts.
David, I don't know if you saw it there. Franco House took that one a little bit below the belt. Looks like he's okay. But the first points of the half for Eastern Kentucky, it's a triple by Asante Gist.
Great execution of the end out of bounds play. And Brian Thornton, who has the scout for this game, just shaking his head. You know they've gone over that in film.
Moses will go to the line. An area that is formerly a place of concern. Talked about it in the first half. I think right now it's still an area of concern, but it's moving out of that column.
Well, you keep talking about it like that, it's definitely going to be an area of concern.
Moses, perfect today at the stripe.
And we've talked about Joe. He's just got a sweet stroke. You couldn't believe at the beginning of the year that the guy was 5 for 17, and wouldn't you know it, he is absolutely on fire at the charity stripe.
How about this, by the way? That's his 10th point. You just saw on the screen 9 rebounds. Last 6 games, he's averaging a double-double. He's going to get that and a whole lot more at this point.
And don't lose sight of the defensive job he's doing on one of the league's best players from the OVC, and Nick Mayo.
McClone swatted. Sellers getting in there. And a whistle underneath.
Well, what did Brian Thornton say? We didn't like the straight line drives getting to the rim. That time Sean Sellers using his length at 6'6". The great swat. 4 team fouls already now in the second half for Eastern Kentucky.
And Ball State has erased that 3-point lead coming out of halftime. Weber turns it over. Moses is back. And McClone can't score around him. Kicked out of bounds. Still a Ball State basketball.
Boy, McClone really frustrated. Did a great job with the steal and just didn't finish there at the rim.
Go back to Sean Sellers on that block for a minute, David. You just look at his body, how much bigger he is. That's a play that doesn't get made, maybe even last year. Here's a 3.
And again, Joe, Eastern Kentucky so lucky. They did not know where Sean Sellers was on the end out of bounds. Had an unbelievable look, but Ball State just couldn't knock it in.
Got another foul on Franco House underneath, though. That is 3 on House, so he will go out. Kyle Mallers checks in. Kiapwe checks back in. Mallers has struggled from 3 lately, 0 for 3 here tonight. See if he can't get going, just a freshman.
Ball State 1 for 4 behind the arc here in the second half, and again, just terrific looks, not knocking them in.
You see Mayo hold the ball to the side like it was a toy. Gist falls and fouls. That's 4, David, on Asante Gist.
What a huge call. Not only their leading scorer, but their playmaker now heads to the bench at the 16-minute mark.
You know, evaluate that one for me, because you don't want to, it's a silly foul. You're already down, you're already out of the play. But also, he's just reaching for the ball and happens to take out Sellers' legs. So it's a hustle play, but it's one of those where maybe you just let that one go.
Well, you do. You can't put the referee in the position to make that call, particularly, Joel, when you've got 3 fouls. You just simply can't do it. We talk about it. Sometimes you got to take the good with the bad with a freshman.
It's 14 points to the bench with 4 fouls. On average, 16 today. 3 to shoot. Give it to Sellers from deep. From Greensburg. 4-point lead for Ball State.
Well, Chitty got away with a walk there.
McClone looking underneath, and Dishman quiets the crowd for a moment. Career high 9 for the freshman Dishman off the bench.
And that was a terrific pass by McClone. Cuffed it, very strong in there with all the bodies attacking him. The wherewithal to find the open Dishman.
Dan McHale just wants a dead ball. It'll be a timeout.
Well, Persons wants to take advantage of this matchup with Chitty.
And there is that dead ball. And it will be Eastern Kentucky's. Chance for the Colonels to catch a breather if Sean Sellers lets them. Ball State back in front at home.